love really is the answer. And that sounds so trite in a way, but it is really the only thing. It's not about me. And that's hard to do. My name's Nisa Jensen, and I've known Drew since I probably Add the Words, which would have been at its peak in 2014-ish, somewhere in there. And then we got involved in, there's a group that stands on the Capitol every week during the legislative session to kind of just say, we're here. It's Interfaith Equality Coalition sponsors it, and it's a silent vigil. I'm Ann, and I'm a member of the church that Drew goes to, and I got involved partially through my involvement in the session at church, and kind of more involved after this place was secured, but then there was need for work to be done to get the place ready for Drew to move in, and then ongoing work afterwards. So,
oh, and your name is Ann Agnew, right?
Ann, yeah, Agnew.
I'm TJ Romali, and I'm privileged to be the pastor at Southminster Presbyterian Church, the pastor of the church that Drew and Ann are members of. I entered into this conversation in 2022, shortly after I arrived to the Treasure Valley.
I'm Drew Herrenberg, and I don't know. I'm just along for the ride.
Drew is the central character in this story.
Central character. I'm Matt Fast, and I first learned about it, I think it was in January of 2022, roughly. I'm with Idaho Community Reinvestment Corporation, and it's not something we had done before, but we also understand that the affordable housing, we're in affordable housing finance, that affordable housing needs new solutions and new ideas and new ways of doing things. And so I jumped in with no clue of what we would or wouldn't do, but you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Set up an appointment with Drew, and we just kind of talked about it and went from there.
Well, I'm Marianne Paul, and I was interim pastor before TJ came. And what I remember, one thing that I remember most clearly is my first week on the job. When the church was pretty much in lockdown, things were absolutely crazy.
Like, I have several friends who are in a place, but they're one paycheck away from being out of their place. If they lose their job or their paycheck, like a friend of mine just got their paycheck garnished for something from way back when, and like they're not sure how they're going to be able to stay in their current apartment.
I had 3 different people from the church contact me and say, I am really worried about Drew. And I have one couple come in, and they talked about how much Drew had helped their son. And that mother was in tears as she talked about what Drew had meant to their son.
The challenge is to find the language of invitation to come alongside, not as a savior figure of what can we do for that other, because that's not what this is.
Was it hard to be on the other end of volunteering
Yes.
and not be the volunteer?
I think that's hard for a lot of people.
That's the reason why I wanted to meet Drew in your house originally. I thought to myself, if I'm going to jump into this, I need to know that I've got a partner.
This has been a big journey, not just about housing. And I think what we've been getting at is it's been a journey for Drew, if I can put words into your mouth for you. You can always slap me if I'm out of line. What else can we do? We had tiny homes in mind of varying sorts. Drew had, I can buy a tiny home on Amazon and put it here instead. Or the Boise City was doing a pilot
project of tiny homes, and we thought we had the perfect setup, but that didn't work out. Especially because we had tried all these other ideas, we knew what limited resources or possibilities were out there. So I think, at least I did, I felt like, God, what are we going to do now?
I took Drew out to breakfast that Saturday morning instead of hanging out at Drew's place. And then, see, when I heard what happened, unlike all of you, I had complete trust in you. And I told Drew, you might think nothing's ever going to happen, but you have a whole team of people who are committed to making something happen. And so even as all of you are going, oh, I was going, they're going to do it, Drew. You can trust.
All of what we're saying right now is just downright countercultural, and we need to name that. We are told from the very beginning that we need to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. We build our own life. We are independent people. We rely on no one. We show no imperfections.
Right,
We
always
show
think-
we have
Yeah.
to have it together.
Yeah.
And so the courage to say, this is who I am, the courage to say, this is the struggle that has gotten me to this point, from the standpoint of church leadership coming to the table to covenant to this work together. There is also a sense of, we've been working for years to pull together funds and look for a solution. And every solution we have turned to has been a no-go. And so what do you, ICRC, bring that is different?
It was overwhelming.
Oh yeah, it was definitely. I still sometimes feel that way, but then I remember that it was way worse. And yeah, I definitely been having a lot of people involved in helping me and seeing things get better. Definitely both of those helped a lot.
And that was, and anything else? The number of people, that was the collaboration that was key.
Having people come over and yeah, let's go live there.
We're talking about criteria.
And having people help me figure out how to get rid of stuff in a way that it wasn't just getting thrown away.
What is it that you tapped into in order to not let it derail what you wanted?
The people that anyway, deal with it.
So who are those people? Yeah.